Hi, I'm Kelly Parks of Comwater's Cloud Accounting, and I love cloud accounting. I've been at it since 2012. My tech stack is Receipt Bank, QuickBooks Online, Plooto, and Rewind for QuickBooks backups. I have developed standard operating processes, handbooks, and some client handbooks. I've developed workflows as well, but what I want to show you today is the handbooks. I do have a full video that shows some of my workflows as well, but let's just do a quickie. What I have developed is the handbooks as PowerPoint. The client handbook is also as Word templates, but Word document. But I love them as PowerPoints because they're super easy to brand, and landscape is kind of fun. You can easily change out everything for your own information. I am located in Ontario, Canada, but these are easily interchangeable for other locations, whether they're in Canada, the United States, Australia, wherever. You can just change them out for your own regional. I have a table of contents that takes you directly to the slides so that you don't have to go through the whole thing if you want to show somebody something specific. And you could also duplicate these handbooks and create client handbooks out of them for if they are doing a lot of their own bookkeeping, for example, and you want them to create clean files and do things properly. You could actually just create this as a client-facing one. I do have an actual client handbook that shows them how we collaborate and what the basics of bookkeeping are. You could combine the two as well. At any rate, this is you can change this out, obviously, for whatever your cloud tech stack is, creating efficiency, whatever your modes of efficiency are. And what I want to do is show you how fun it is once you brand it. So you can brand the file, and then you download it as a PDF, and the links will stay live. And even that is more fun than sending your clients off a PowerPoint. Although you could do, your team or your clients, you could do a presentation with your team when you were first onboarding someone. At any rate, you download it as a PDF. And then for extra fun, we'll go to the one that I'm working in. I upload it to a ebook application that I use. So you just upload the PDF and then it starts to look like this. So this is mine. I have branded it and this is what I use. As I said, the links stay live. They'll take you through to the various pages, and there's an index that has more in the weeds. So they could go straight to the index, your team members, if they are struggling with how to do stale dated checks or bad debt, meals and entertainment, whatever the case may be. And then there is a section for the applications themselves, the tech. Oh, so my link has decided to fail me right now. Fuck. Woo, there we go. Okay, so we got her working. This is mine, as I said, the cloud core tech stack, creating efficiency. So undocumented, unknown transactions. This is full cycle bookkeeping. This is not bank feed bookkeeping. I do have one on what I call bank feed bookkeeping. Those are for the lower level engagements or rescue files, for example, or if you are just taking on a file to get the taxes done. I have one where you don't deal with all of the source documents. You're not dealing with Receipt Bank and Plooto, and how to just code transactions quickly using that. So I do have a version of that as well. It's included. If you buy one, you get the other. They're $4.50 for both of them, by the way. And then if you're seeing this video, you probably have a link to my website, which is sassy.coach. And on there is where you can get my templates. At any rate, we make our way through creating clean files, how to write off bad debt. Let's not leave that stuff till the end of the year. Stale dated checks, if it's 6 months, kick them to the curb. Petty cash, don't leave that to the end. How to set up due to shareholder owner equity. There is links to the CRA site on meals and entertainment. When you want to get right into the weeds of it, you can actually just link in an IRS one too. Due to from, payroll, because sometimes they set it up and it's coming out of the wrong bank account. How to fix that. NSF checks on both sides, AP and AR. Using tax codes in QBO. Closing the books and why you need to do it every time. File folder structure. So how are the files, how are the clients going to, what's their folder structure going to look like for you? And what are you going to name their reports? Not just willy-nilly, whatever you want to. What are the standard reports for upload, and what are the naming conventions? Again, I've got this in red on the PowerPoint, so you know to change this out for whatever is going to suit your firm. Take you 5 minutes to do find and replace and change out a lot of this information. Other naming conventions, let's keep the files consistent and clean. I use a standard chart of accounts numbering system. You could easily change this out for whatever you're going to do. What to do about deleting, renumbering. Client collaboration. And then you could link in your bookkeeping workflows, could go directly to here so that they can see how it's going to go. You could do deep links into any of your applications if you are using Carbon or Jetpack, TaxDome. Whatever you may be using, you could actually have a deep link into some of the programs and take them straight into their work. Pre-bookkeeping, what it's going to look like, receipt bank review. So this is not the workflow. This is the task overview. They're still going to need a workflow to get the actual work done well, because that's where all the best practices are. That's where all the checklists are and in the weeds. Year-end procedures. So as I said, there's lots of links in here, or you could create your own custom links. What not to turn on, what's the difference between recurring transactions and bank rules, and how to set them up. I do talk about, in this one, it shows a journal entry, how to do sales tax outside of the sales tax module. This is not certification, so I don't cover payroll and I don't cover sales tax within the module, within the sales tax module. This is all the standard operating procedures, high level tips and tricks that you need to keep things clean and tidy and super efficient. No slowing down the work. Company settings, reporting, what needs to be done, balance sheets, accounts, client engagement, a little bit of that, what the advisory work is going to look like, what our security policies are. So you need to set some security policies, and then you can change them out or follow mine. I've worked hard on creating security policies, so just institute them in your own firm. Engagement and onboarding, again, you could have workflows built right in. Year-end procedures, you could have links. Chrome browser, so what does it look like to use? And there is a fully built out handbook on this as well. This is what it looks like when you use a Chrome browser effectively in the applications. No fooling around, takes you directly to the places you want to go without needing to go into the navigation bars, which are very often hidden. Cloud fintech applications will take you right there. AR, AP. Anyways, the handbook on comes, if you choose, so the Chrome browser handbook that outlines how to do all of that comes with those bookmarks that you can just simply upload and set your team up right away. And this is the instructions on how to do that. And then working effectively in the applications, including tutorial links, sample onboarding letters for your clients' vendors, best practices. I have a chart of when to publish and when to archive, when to publish as a bill, when to publish as an expense. How to convert if something comes in and it's actually a sale, not a receipt. So it goes straight, how to convert it to sales. And then I also have a link for how to create the expense reports beyond this, the best practices for it. QBO, there are tons of best practices in here and some simple stuff like adding a user so they don't have to go back to their certification manual for the stuff that they may not do often, so it's not embedded in the brain. How to use sales tax outside of the module, and I already did an example of the journal entry that I'm using. What happens when the sales tax is not the same amount as it should be, so it's not 5% or 13% or whatever it is, and then how to change that out. Best practices and tips to work quickly, using shortcuts, using date shortcuts, where to find things, all kinds of user hints, and what to do if you've got some exceptional cases where you've got duplicate transactions. One's an expense, one's a bill, and one's a bill payment. We don't want that. So all kinds of bank feed best practices. And this is quite different in the bank feed one, bookkeeping one, because you don't have a lot of that pre-bookkeeping. So what to do about coding in the bank feed, how to be aware and how to use caution in there so you don't wind up with a heck of a mess. What to do before the bank feed. So for example, you're checking AR and AP and undeposited funds before you even get into the bank feed, so that you don't have overstating, understating, any of that kind of stuff going on. Away we go. So you can see that it is a pretty comprehensive SOP, Plooto best practices with some links, Rewind best practices and workflows on how to create new QBO files, fresh start from QuickBooks Desktop using Rewind, and also how to do advanced restore in Rewind. So Rewind best practices, and then that takes us back to the index. The other one that I wanted to show you is, and I should have this ready, but I didn't have it ready, but here we go. It took me 2 seconds. So this is the client handbook, and this is setting the expectations of what, again, our mantra, a little bit of an introduction, and you can easily customize this for yourself. What bulletproof bookkeeping looks like, compliant books, essentially, keeping them out of hot water. What is cloud accounting, so that if they're still having trouble being convinced that cloud accounting is for them. If they're a fit, this talks a little bit about it. Commonly used accounting terms. Just make them feel a little more confident, and when you're talking to them, they can at least have an idea of what retained earnings are, for example. Why the P&L is important, why the balance sheet matters, and why cash flow is king. So get them engaged in the reports. They have real-time data. Now make it useful to them. And then this is more bookkeeping best practices, not necessarily related to compliance, more related to just getting the work done with us. This is a workflow that you can use. You can pull these pages out and just create a little clickable PDF to get them through their day, to get everything to you on time. This is how we communicate at Calm Waters. This is how they can contact me, the whens and the whys. And this is how we share documents. So you would only just change, all you would have to do, the content's all here. You just need to change out what your processes are. And then there are some how-to links. If they can't get a hold of me and they can't remember how to add in products and services, is always a good one, or create a sales receipt. So how to use the products when I'm not around, empower them with links. And then a sample onboarding letter, again, to get their vendors onboarded to the product. And then a summary of what my technology security processes are. This handbook can also be used as a marketing tool, because it gives them food for thought on things that if they're looking for an accounting professional, they may be saying, wow, I never even thought about all of these security issues. So it's a bit of a soft sell marketing one, especially if you post a link on your website and they think, wow, you guys really have your act together here. And so that's it. That's the long and short on my, I want to show you my optimizing one. It's not. So this is the Chrome browser one, and it comes with links. It's very detailed on how to set up your Chrome browser identities and use them correctly. I'm not going to get into the weeds of it because, as you can see, you've probably had enough of the sound of my voice. Anyways, those are my handbooks that are for sale. Again, you can find them at saasy.coach. Thanks.